Coaches, we wanted to thank you for joining us today for this Q&A so we could give y'all an opportunity to talk with us and then also give the fans a little bit of information of what's going on this season. I wanted to first start out by asking y'all if y'all could compare what it's like for preparation going into tryouts of last season versus this season with the different time frames and everything you have.
And I'd say, we're a little bit more organised, than we were from last year. Obviously the changeover was happening, and so now we've got a proper system. We've got everybody in the right places, and so it's easier to plot what we're looking for. And there's a specific skill set of a player that we're looking for the system, and so it makes it a little bit easier for us.
I think that after last season, coming in the last minute and establishing a good group in the locker room, we have a solid base of players. But the idea every year is going to continue that there's going to be a rotation of 5 to 7 players that either will be retiring or going to other teams or not able to be part of the team. And so we're always going to be adding 5 to 7 players going forward compared to the last couple of years. The idea is to continue to find Dallas-based players that have a sense of community and that there's an attachment with the fans that we can endure for the next 5 to 10 years.
Okay, so you brought that up about the Dallas-based players. What does that mean for somebody who might be coming from outside of the Dallas area that might want to try out? I mean.
Yeah, so listen, I want to make sure that's clear. The Dallas-based player is somebody who will live here post season and pre the season. So we'll give you a great example was Juan Gamboa. Juan Gamboa last season decided to move to Dallas and to play for Dallas. And outside of Dallas Sidekicks, he also has another job related coaching soccer for the school that he works for. So he decided to become a member of the community of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, and that's what we're looking for if it's going to be a player coming from outside, not somebody who will come just for the season and then move back to wherever they're from. That the idea and the concept was not to do that from the beginning. There's enough talent in Dallas. We believe strongly in Dallas. Every day colleges are coming to recruit from the Dallas clubs. And so I think that Dallas is a really a great cradle for talent, and I think that we just need to get our hands wrapped around it and give a lot of these players an opportunity that maybe in the past did not.
Great. So why are there 3 tryouts?
I'll let Nick answer a little bit about it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we are looking for players, and we want to make sure we throw a big net, in order that we give opportunities to as many people as we can to look at. And some players, especially in the outdoor world, may not have found what they needed, but there's a lot of players that have the skill set for indoor that we want to make sure that we're making sure we see as many players as we can, and we find that diamond in the rough, which it's shown before that we've been able to do that and get players that have been able to contribute for the team. We want to make sure that we give everybody the opportunity to get seen.
There's also an awareness and a timing perspective. If maybe the first tryout, certain people could not be part of it for whatever reasons, it gives the opportunity to a player to pick one of the 3 tryouts available for us to be able to see him. That being said, we will obtain from these tryouts the 5-7 players that we're looking for to add to the existing group in order to continue to grow and have a project. This is not a short-term project. This has always been a long-term project. And so if we're going to build a new generation of players, the golden generation of the 2015, 16, 17, and so forward and so on, we need to start now, and looking for this Dallas talent through the tryouts is going to be through 3 different tryouts is going to be what Nick said, throwing the net and catching just the most amount of fish as possible.
Great. So after the 3 tryouts, when is the final selection made for these players that you?
Well, we want to start our training season right mid-September, the preseason camp. That being said, the last tryout, if I'm not mistaken, is in August. And those who are going to be part of the group will sign their contract and will be part of the team as of that point.
Great. So one of the things that a lot of people have kind of been wondering about is the difference for going into the actual season about the time and preparation that you have. That's a difference as opposed to last year. I'll let you cover.
Well, I mean, again, we already talked about a little bit how short time it was, and you know, definitely, you know, the group came in, they've got very specifics on what they need to be done, they're very experienced in that, and from a player point of view, we have a system that we play, we have a type of player that we want and we need, and you know, now going through it for a year, those that have been on board have been through the learning curve and they've got it, and now we want to add to it, and we've got a period of time to find those players where last year we didn't and we had to go with what we had. You know, now we've got time to add to the group we've got, and the group we've got is better than they were before as well. So we're in a much better position, you know, in order to move forward with the team.
I also think that last season, I think we came on board a week before the season started or two, and from a preparation perspective, that never is healthy for any organization of any sport. Doesn't matter if it's soccer or baseball or whatnot. I think that the biggest difference is having this time now. We just started now to have somewhat of some practices with some of the core group and some invitational players. That's going to continue throughout the summer. And then the tryouts, and then I think that and Nick and myself looking at some players around in the community today. I'm going to go to a tournament to go take a look at some of the players as well. I think that the preparation, the time allows to be actually a plan to execute and not have to plan as you go, versus, you know, having an anticipation to any problems versus having to deal with them as they come. I think it's always a healthier position to be at in any organization.